Why is it now the United States and not El Salvador? Some very bullish news happened during the last 24 hours. A lot of people want to know what this has to do with Shiba Inu coins. Okay, I have a long answer to this question. You must watch this whole video. Nota bene. Yesterday, the president of Colombia became the first person in the world to publicly own Bitcoin. When a president openly supports Bitcoin, it has effects that go beyond just that cryptocurrency. It marks a big change in how people think about and accept digital assets. This kind of support is very important, giving the Bitcoin market as a whole more credibility. Most of the time, this makes institutional and individual buyers more confident, which leads to more people using digital currencies. People may feel better about cryptocurrencies if their government leader backs them, and this can spread through the public discourse. This effect is strengthened by media coverage, which makes digital assets more visible and helps people learn more about their possible benefits. In addition, how a president feels about Bitcoin can affect how regulations are made. If people at the top levels of government feel good about cryptocurrencies, it could lead to more flexible rules that make the space better for innovation and investment. It has a more complicated effect on altcoins like Shiba Inu. Even though Bitcoin is usually the most praised cryptocurrency, the good mood around cryptocurrency investments can open up chances to spread your risk. High-profile support for altcoins may help them become more widely accepted, bringing in more funding and interest. How did it happen in the first place? A very important person in the world of cryptocurrencies, Samson Mow, gave the president a wallet with 100,000 satoshis in it. Mow helps create important technologies for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is worth a lot more than Shiba Inu, so the crypto community uses a smaller unit called Satoshi to make deals with smaller amounts easier to handle. Given the name of Bitcoin's anonymous developer, Satoshi Nakamoto, this smaller measure makes it easier to work with fractions of a Bitcoin. It's like cutting up a Bitcoin into smaller, easier to use pieces. This makes transfers easier and more useful for users, especially since Bitcoin's value keeps going up. And this is only the beginning. In the event that Shiba Inu were to become an important part of Colombia's economy in the future, it might be possible to come up with a complete plan. The government could start making a digital wallet that is easy for everyone to use, making it easy for people to use Shiba Inus for transactions, both as a way to pay and possibly as a way to send money to family and friends, which promotes financial inclusion. As for governance, using Shiba Inu's blockchain technology could completely change how things are run. From keeping records in a clear and safe way to making voting systems that work well, incorporating Shiba Inu into government work could make things run more smoothly and build trust. In order to encourage technological progress, the government could help Shiba Inu-related projects and blockchain companies. This help could come in the form of rules, money, and making an environment that encourages people to start their own businesses in the blockchain area, because making people aware of things is important. Training programs could be made to teach people everything they need to know about the possibilities of blockchain technology. This would include explaining the benefits of autonomous finance and teaching people about the complex risks that come with investing in cryptocurrencies. What do you think? How likely is it that this will happen? Also, don't forget the latest news about Javier Milei, who was elected as president of Argentina. Milei is known for strongly opposing central banks and calling them scams. Milei's win means a big change in Argentina's government. Milei is not officially calling for Bitcoin to be used as money, but he thinks it is important for getting the economy going again and wants to give back control of money to the private sector. One of his ideas is to shut down the central bank, using the US dollar and supporting the centralized finance, which are not typical economic strategies. Milei's support for Bitcoin could bring Argentina closer to El Salvador's plan to make Bitcoin legal cash and hold it as a reserve asset. Anyway, we finally reached the United States. That being said, let's look at the steps a coin needs to take to become legal money in the US. In order for Shiba Inu or any other coin to be accepted as money in the US, it needs a thorough and complicated process that includes aspects of society, technology, and regulations. Increasing regulatory transparency is the first and most important step. Because of this, government agencies like the SEC and CFTC need to work together to set clear rules for all the different ways that Bitcoin can be used, especially when it comes to being accepted as money. Cryptocurrencies that are used as legal cash must strictly follow rules against money laundering and know your customer. This means putting in place strong systems to stop illegal actions, protect user identities, and make sure that financial laws are followed. For cryptocurrencies to become legal tender, They need to have strong buyer protection features. This includes protections against fraud, scams, and transactions that aren't allowed, making sure that users are safe and sound. Cryptocurrencies that are used as legal tender must show that they are stable so that users and companies can trust them. Gaining widespread acceptance in many areas of the business, such as retail, services, and financial activities, is key to proving that the cryptocurrency can work. Getting permission from government agencies and regulatory bodies is the last step in this complicated process. This means carefully looking at the cryptocurrency's features, making sure they follow current financial rules, and figuring out how they might affect the whole financial system. Support from the government and regulators is very important for a cryptocurrency to be officially recognized as legal cash. Now things start to get interesting. According to the tweet from Bitcoin magazine, there are 4 politicians running for president of the United States who openly back Bitcoin. The phrase pro-Bitcoin means that these people want Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to be accepted, used, or treated well in general. It says in the tweet that more and more politicians are saying nice things about Bitcoin, which could mean that the U.S. will start to accept and use Bitcoin in its financial and economic systems. What about Shiba Inu? The people have something to say about that. A study says that in the United States, Shiba Inu is now more popular than Ethereum, which is the second most popular coin in the world. Based on the report, the cryptocurrency with the dog theme is the second most popular in the U.S., just behind Bitcoin. To compare the top 100 coins by market cap, search volume data were used in the study. It was found that Bitcoin had the most searches, with almost 2 million. The Shiba Inu comes in second with almost 500,000. There were only 240,000 Ethereums, which was twice as few as Shiba Inus. They came in fourth. Given how famous Shiba is around the world, the high search volume for it is not a surprise. However, it is important to note that Bitcoin's search volume is very different from that of other projects. The data clearly shows that the first cryptocurrency will continue to be the most popular. Imagine how useful it will be for people if cryptocurrency becomes legal cash. There are some problems with turning cryptocurrency into regular money, like few exchange choices, identity verification steps, price changes, transaction fees, and maybe even banking restrictions. These problems can make it harder for users to convert, especially when they have to deal with multiple platforms and regulatory settings. However, if countries publicly accept cryptocurrency as money, it will make things a lot easier. It is now possible to make direct transactions in cryptocurrency without having to convert it to fiat cash often, making the whole process easier to follow. People and businesses can do business more easily, which means they don't have to rely on cryptocurrency exchanges as much, and problems like name verification and transaction fees are solved. Legal tender standing makes it easier for more people to use cryptocurrencies in everyday transactions. This makes the ecosystem more crypto-friendly. More people having access to money is good for users because it means they don't need as many standard banking services. The fact that cryptocurrency is now considered legal cash may also help keep things stable, which could ease worries about price changes and boost trust in digital assets. Latin American countries are changing, and El Salvador's groundbreaking decision to make Bitcoin legal currency a while ago is a great example of